Everything in fiction has its own place, from old stories to huge monsters. Today, we will look into the top 10 largest and most powerful sea creatures in fiction, from the smallest to the biggest of them all. So, without further ado, let's get right into them. The first monster on our list is Gargantuan Leviathan, among the most intriguing yet terrifying aliens. Even the terrible Emperor Leviathans living far in the ocean, the Gargantuan Leviathan is far more significant than any other animal inhabiting the same surroundings. Though extinct, the idea of such a creature challenges fundamental knowledge among individuals. Big Leviathan is all the several forms of life that can coexist under the water, where size and power transcend our knowledge on land. The skull of this fossilized Leviathan reminds us of the unusual, ancient life that dominated Subnautica. It demonstrates the size of deep-sea creatures and the terrifying experience one might have meeting ones too large to handle. This ancient giant was merely a fossilized skull, yet in life, it was much more. Among the scariest beasts in the game, it is roughly 4,000 feet long and weighs 350 million pounds. Next on our list is Carathan, a powerful sea monster from the Aquaman DCEU world. This great guardian of the Trident of Atlan is one of the biggest animals in the deep. Carathan's body is kilometers of water, so it is both a symbol of the sea's wild power and a protector of it. It can quickly beat its enemies by using brute force to destroy threats in large-scale undersea battles because it is very heavy. The creature's huge size and strength make it almost impossible to stop in its natural environment, which emphasizes the power of nature. The way Carathan looks in the movie Aquaman shows how deep it is and how it guards the strong trident. Even though it plays a fierce ally in the movie, it makes us think of the wild, old creatures that live under the sea and are ready to defend or kill. Even though it plays a fierce ally in the movie, it evokes the wild, ancient creatures that live under the sea, ready to defend or destroy. Representing the ancient, untouchable energies of the ocean, this great defender is 10,560 feet long and weighs an estimated 600 million pounds. Then there's the scary and famous creature called Cthulhu Mythos, who is a big part of H.P. Lovecraft's stories. People are crazy about this cosmic thing because it exists. It has a huge humanoid body, wings like a bat, and an infinite number of limbs. Because Cthulhu represents the world's great, unfathomable horrors, it's hard to grasp how huge it really is. Lovecraft's stories say that Cthulhu lives under the water in the city of Arle, which has been flooded and waits for the stars to line up again. The thing is more than just a monster, it stands for the spooky things in the universe that humans can't even begin to understand. It's so strong that it changes the minds of anyone who comes across it, giving them horrible pictures and making them feel completely terrified. Cthulhu is one of the most recognizable and scary characters in horror fiction, and his influence can be seen in many books, movies, and video games. It's a real monster in its genre because of how bad it is and how big it is. The terrifying Cthulhu is also 10,560 feet tall and is a being of unbearable pain and weighs around 900 million pounds, solidifying its reputation as a towering titan of terror. Next on the list is the Cloverfield Monster, which is the monster from the Cloverfield movies. This huge monster was first seen in the movie Cloverfield. Just looking at how big it is would amaze anyone. It looks like the thing is both scary and mysterious. When people see the Cloverfield Monster, they're scared because it has many stalks, a huge mouth that gapes open, and an overall frightening shape. Some theories say it may have come from an alien power or an oddity from another world, but the exact origins are still unknown. In the Cloverfield series, the monster stands for a natural force that can't be stopped and is a metaphor for chaos and destruction. The Cloverfield Monster changes what a kaiju is. It changes how these huge monsters are shown in modern movies. The Cloverfield Monster stands at 29,520 feet tall and weighs around 1 billion pounds. He dominates cities and skyscrapers, making everything around it seem minuscule. Its huge size makes it easy for it to reach great heights, casts a shadow over towns, and scares people from below. We now have the Sea Eater on our list of sea species to ever come from Trevor Henderson's Scary Myths. People who come into touch with this huge, scary creature are scarred. Unlike most sea creatures, the Sea Eater lives most of its life just below the water's surface, where its huge size makes it hard to see. Its mouth can hold huge amounts of water, and when it hits, it's really scary. The Sea Eater is a powerful natural force that is almost impossible to stop because of its size. The fact it looks so scary and is so big makes sense. It is is one of the scariest sea species from modern times. The sea eater is a fear come true. It's 59,055 feet long and has a mouth that's over 23,040 feet wide. Its weight is estimated at around 15 billion pounds, making it one of the most colossal sea creatures ever imagined. Now let's visit J.R.R. Tolkien's fantastic world of Middle-earth and meet Osse, a strong Maiar spirit who works for Ulmo, the Valar of Water. Osse is one of the most beautiful and powerful beings in Tolkien's stories, but I have no idea how much it weighs. This is clear because of its divine power over the seas. Osse is often portrayed as a huge being who can control whole islands and change the tides. There's a clear link between his great ability to move and raise land masses and the water. Osse is a Maiar and one of the minor Ainur, which are souls that were made before the world was made. These ghosts are very powerful, much stronger than normal people. Because of his heavenly scale, Osse is a really huge being in his own right, even though he isn't physically huge like some famous animals are. However, based on its immense power over the seas, we can estimate Osse's height to be about 328,083 feet and weighs around 10 billion pounds. On to the next is SCP-3000, also known as Anastasia, to go deep into the dark seas of the SCP Foundation. With its long, curvy body, Anastasia is a bad sight in the deep. When this creature stretches from head to the tip of the tail, its body would begin in New York City and end in Cincinnati, so imagine the road trip. That's how long it is. The creature has more than just strength. It also has an odd psychic aura that affects the thoughts of everyone who comes into contact with it. Drawing from old myths, this image makes people both fear and respect them. SCP-3000 was based on the Hindu story of Anatashisha, the eternal stake that holds up the sky. This huge snake-like entity spans an astounding 2,952,000 feet in length and has an approximate weight of 770 billion pounds. SCP-3000 is not just a typical sea monster, it is a strange thing that goes against logic and nature itself. Then we go to the planet Strange World, which is home to the world turtle. This huge turtle isn't your average reptile. Imagine a huge animal that has a living space on top of its huge shell and can carry a whole ecosystem on its back. The world turtle is a real ocean titan that carries entire ecosystems on its massive shell, creating living environments with mountains, rivers, and forests, making it a true titan of the ocean. On its back are mountains, rivers, and even forests that form their own environment. This mythical animal, like Terry Pratchett's great Atuin from Discworld, is part of a long line of turtles that protect the world. But the way the world turtle in Strange World acts as a protector of life strikes a good balance between the creature and its surroundings. This colossal turtle is far from ordinary, stretching an unbelievable 3,280,840 feet across and weighs 110,231,000,000 pounds. Next on is SCP-169, also known as the Leviathan from the world of the SCP Foundation. The fact that SCP-169 is almost invisible makes it even more interesting. Most of the creature is always hidden, only a small part of its body is ever shown. From this angle, it looks disturbing and out of this world, like the ocean is hiding this huge being from people. Without a doubt, the Leviathan has a hidden personality and effect. The fact that SCP-169 exists changes how we think about life on Earth. This is not normal, and it makes people wonder what is beyond our control. As a monument to the unknown depths and secrets of the sea, SCP-169 is more than just a species, it's an entire environment in and of itself. Known as the Living Continent, SCP-169 stretches a staggering 26,247,360 feet in length, weighs 7,432,000,000,000 pounds, and rests below the ocean's surface. This massive entity raises questions about the very boundaries of nature and geography. The Great Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent from Norse Legend, is at the top of our list. Jormungandr is sent by Ragnarok, the end of the world, to fight Thor, the thunder god. In its spiraling around the earth, it represents how life and death happens in cycles and how difficult life is all the time. This snake is both a mythical creature and a symbol of how weak people are against powerful, uncontrolled forces. A lot of modern versions of Jormungandr, like in Marvel Comics and the God of War video game series, show him as a very powerful being who can shake the world to its core. It is important to all times and cultures because it is one of the most famous animals in legend. This monumental creature is said to encircle the entire Earth with a length of 131,234,520 feet and an estimated weight of 5,511,000,000,000 pounds. The serpent's vast span is more than half the circumference of our planet, rendering it almost incomprehensible in size. And with that, we've looked into the largest and most powerful sea creatures in fiction. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. That's all for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!